Hi guys, short guitar video, a little bit of a rant about football. So if you don't care about football and don't care about guitars, this video is not for you. You can click off now, but I hope you watch and I hope you like it. This is my Patriots helmet guitar. They came out with these a few years ago, these cheesy made in China helmet guitars. You get all the different colors of helmet and face guards, match your team. You know, it's made in China, and you know, you put your own decal on there for your team that you'd like. I bought this February of 2015, right after, yes, my beloved Patriots had beaten the Seattle Seahawks in Super Bowl 49, and I paid $199 shipped for this. And coincidentally, the funny thing about that is I went and looked the day later or 2 days later to track it or check shipping or whatever, and they were selling for $299. So I took advantage of them being asleep at the wheel and not cranking up the prices. This one I put in a Jackson J90C, stands for ceramic pickup in this one. Make it sound a little better. This has its own built-in speaker. Woohoo! This thing sounds great. Believe it or not, it sounds okay without the when it's plugged in. It has an end pin jack, and I really tried to make this look like a Patriots helmet. You can see the headstock there, Patriots logo on the headstock. Anyway, so video not really about the guitar itself, really more about Patriots cheating. That's another video about the Patriots and oh, the big cheaters. They never would have won anything ever if they weren't such big cheaters, which is the biggest crock of horse shit in the world. They win because they're great, because they work harder than other teams, they're coached better than other teams, and in certain positions, quarterback of course, they're just better than other teams. It's just the way it is. Haters don't like it. Everyone hates the Patriots. You know, most of the country hates the Patriots because they're winners. And it's annoying. Believe me, I remember, it was the Steelers in the 70s, the Cowboys, the Dolphins, and then it was the 49ers. Then it was the Cowboys' turn again. Now it's the Patriots' turn. Everybody hates winners. Anyway, so just a couple of quick little rants about first Spygate, and then I'll go into Deflategate. And please check out yourteamcheats.com. That's a great website, and it very objectively goes over how every single team in the NFL has cheated throughout their history. And it's a really good website. Inform yourself. Don't just tweet or get on Instagram or forums or whatever and say they're just cheaters, they're losers. Check, because your team cheats too, and possibly worse than the Patriots do. Anyway. So Spygate, ooh, the great big Spygate, the worst offense known to mankind committed against the NFL. Well, not really. Sorry, to backtrack just a little bit. So my Spygate will be very factual. This little rant will be extremely factual. My Deflategate is more of a hypothesis, just so that we're clear. So Spygate, I'm just going to give you facts here. So what happened? And this is all about stealing signals, which is hilarious because they're signals. There's a reason that teams use signals instead of just shouting. Say, the defense in a football game, they don't shout, 22 man, robber 2, Tampa 1, whatever, blitz. They don't shout that because they don't want the other team to know what they're doing. So they use a signal. There and of itself. In baseball, going back 100 years, they're using signals so the other team to throw the other team off. So this is about videotaping signals. And in between the 2006 and 2007 season, the NFL instituted a new rule that said you could no longer videotape the opponent's signals from the field level. Okay, that's the rule change. You could no longer tape from the field level. You could still tape from an elevated position, up in the concourse, up in the box, wherever you wanted. Tape the signals away. And previous to that, the Patriots and a lot of other teams were videotaping signals from the field position. And Eric Mangini, having worked for the Patriots, now the head coach of the Jets, knew that and asked Bill Belichick, listen, I know you're still taping signals, you're still breaking that rule, but please don't do it against my team. Well, Bill Belichick thumbed his nose at Eric Mangini and at the NFL to a point, to a certain extent, and attempted to videotape them from the field level. And so Eric Mangini turned in the Patriots staffer who was videotaping to NFL security. There you go. That is Spygate in a nutshell. So that was a huge deal. Fine, $500,000, $1 million for the organization. Bill Belichick fined $250,000. I don't even remember the draft picks. Whatever it was. I don't even remember what the punishment was, but ooh, big deal. And then a week later, Bill Cowher goes on record and is like, yeah, about half the teams in the NFL we're doing this, and we're still doing this. Comes out later, just within the past couple of weeks, that the Colts, hilarious little bit of irony there, that the Colts were actually one of the most prolific organizations in stealing signals. And that comes from Deion Sanders, who blatantly accused Tony Dungy of, you guys are the worst signal stealers, in the history of the NFL. And it's ironic. And I'll get to that in Deflategate, the irony of the Colts being, the worst offenders, the most prolific cheaters when it came to stealing signals. So the Patriots' big offense, they kept on videotaping from field level and not from an elevated position. And there you have it. And every team was doing this from the field level. They point the camera at the defensive signals, then they point it up at the clock, and you could decipher the signals by halftime if you were smart enough. If your team had a great quarterback like Tom Brady, you don't even need to steal signals because he's figured out your defense by himself without the help of that videotape. I should point out that if you had a couple of interns, a couple of slappies, with a pencil and paper sitting at the on field level, standing on the field, they could scrawl out all they wanted about the signals and the time on the clock and whatever. You had a guy with an eidetic memory to do it, no problem there. No issues whatsoever. That's it. So videotaping from a newly illegal position. That's it. Videotaping is not illegal. They made the field position illegal. Patriots continue to do it, for, I don't remember what game. I think the Jets was the first game of the season. So there you have it. That is Spygate in a nutshell. All right. Deflategate. Again, so if Spygate's the worst offense ever committed against the NFL, then Deflategate is by far the second worst offense ever committed against the NFL, the most heinous act known to man. So here is where the hypothesis comes in, because nobody really and truly knows at this point exactly what happened. And here's what I think happened. So earlier in the 2014 season, if you've read the McNally and the Jastrzemski texts back and forth, Tom Brady ripped them a new ass after the Jets game. They played the Jets, and he said the footballs felt like they were watermelons, like they were filled with concrete. And the staffers, this is after the game, so they didn't break any rules at this point, checked the footballs and found that some of them had a high of 17 pounds. So, I mean, you're talking grossly overinflated footballs there. So, try and use a little bit of logic here, a little bit of common sense, a little bit of human nature. The referees, again, hypothesis in my opinion, the referees were slacking on their jobs. Their jobs were to make sure that the footballs were between 12.5 and 13.5 pounds. And quarterbacks could give their preferences. Tom Brady, even prior to this, told them he wanted them at the low end. He wanted his footballs at 12.5 PSI, at the lower end of the legal spectrum. So anyway, so the NFL referees, my opinion, again, hypothesis, they are slacking on their jobs, not really giving a crap about the footballs, filling them, overfilling them, underfilling them, who knows. I mean, remember poor Tony Romo when he was the holder for the Cowboys, and they literally unwrapped a brand new football and trotted it out there for kicking. I mean, that thing still had a sheen to it. I mean, now you can doctor up the footballs and scuff them and everything else, but the officials are supposed to be checking these things. And we know their attention to detail, because at a Patriots game, even after Deflategate, they left the footballs at a hotel. And the Massachusetts State Police had to give a escort, armed police escort to bring the footballs to the stadium. So they're there. NFL is right on top of their job. Okay, so what do I think happened? I think Tom Brady ripped McNally and Jastrzemski a new ass, like I said, and he said, I don't give a fuck what you have to do. I don't care. I want those footballs right. I want them right. You better damn well make sure those footballs are right. Okay? They better be right. So these guys take it upon themselves to make sure they're right. And after the lazy NFL officials do their job or don't do their job, these guys are checking the footballs, which is it's illegal. It violates the NFL's rules to touch the air pressure in the footballs after they've been checked and signed off on by the officials. Okay, so that's what I believe happened. No big conspiracy to play with deflated footballs. I think he told a couple of equipment guys, you better damn well make sure that they're right. And so they were forced by the NFL's incompetence to check the footballs after, just to make sure that they're right, just to make sure that they're 12.5 pounds. And the Colts, the woeful Colts, one of the worst organizations in the NFL, the Colts are a joke, all right? Jim Irsay, their owner, pill-popping, alcoholic, drug addict, loser, insane moron, that guy, whatever, okay? But them pointing the finger at the Patriots, that's laughable. Again, I said they're the most prolific signal stealers in the NFL, says a bunch of other past NFL players, guys in the Hall of Fame have said this, and GMs and coaches have said this. And, you get Bill Polian, who's, the general manager of the Colts, who's on the competition committee, who pushes through a rule change that directly benefits Peyton Manning and his soft receivers style of play. The rule where you can't touch them after 5 yards, no more contact after 5 yards, because his soft receivers were getting killed out there, getting roughed up, couldn't catch the ball from Peyton Manning. So he pushed through a rule change that benefited his team's style of play. It's not that I don't necessarily disagree with the rule change, but you can't be on the competition committee and push through a rule change that benefits your team. It's a fraud. It is completely wrong. It takes away all credibility that the man has ever had, in my opinion. No morals. Completely unscrupulous move in his part. Okay, so then there's that. And in my opinion, the worst cheating in the history of the NFL was the Suck for Luck campaign, where the Colts literally threw 14 games so they could draft Andrew Luck. They go from being, I don't remember exactly, so don't kill me if I don't get the records right, but they go from being 14-2 to 2-14 the next year deliberately so they can draft Andrew Luck. Whatever, I digress. But the Colts were the one who pointed the finger at the Patriots, saying, these balls are underinflated. You better check them. They're in big trouble. So they checked the balls, and some of them, oh my God, they're underneath 12.5 pounds. The horror. And it's science, people. It's science. Black and white, irrefutable, undisputable science. It was cold out that day, okay? When it's cold, air shrinks. It's a fact. It's science, okay? So just like in your tires, your low air pressure light's going to go on in the winter. It's going to read higher in the summer when it's hot. It's, the ideal gas law, whatever. So again, biggest offense committed, known to man. They, suspend Tom Brady for 4 games, the draft picks, the fines, the whatever. So great. Well, Tom Brady gets the last laugh because he just won his 5th Super Bowl. And roger that, Roger Dodger, roger that, loser, and sticks it to him. Thanks for the 4-week vacation. I didn't need any deflated footballs to still be the best player in the NFL, the greatest quarterback of all time, to still be a winner, to still stick it in your face, excuse me. So anyway, sorry, a little bit of a rant. That's my opinion. No systematic cheating, no organizational plot, just Tom Brady ripping a couple of equipment guys, make sure they're right. So technically, did they violate the letter of the law by checking the PSI in those footballs to make sure they're right? Sure. Did the NFL completely overreact, spending millions of dollars for a hacked up Ted Wells report to do a job on the Patriots, and Mara and Rooney and those guys are pushing hard, and Tish and, pushing Goodell so hard, stick it to the Patriots, give them the hammer, I'm sick of these guys. Whatever. Great. That's all great. Fine and good. So, but that's it. That's it in a nutshell. So what are the Patriots guilty of? When the Vikings and the Panthers were holding the footballs up on a super cold day up in Minnesota on the sideline, when they're holding the footballs in front of the heater to to warm them up so that they're more pliable, and I guarantee they're changing the air pressure, holding them up against the heater. What happened to both those teams? Each one fined $27,000 for monkeying around with the footballs. So anyway, that's my hypothesis on Deflategate. Those are some facts on Spygate. This is my Patriots helmet guitar. Cool. Hope you liked it. So I hope you enjoyed my little football rant. I hope you learned something. Again, go to yourteamcheats.com. Educate yourself on the facts about your team and truly about cheating in the NFL. And again, give me a like on this video. Give me a thumbs up if you like it. If you're a Patriots hater, then fuck off. Sorry, just kidding. Go ahead, give me the thumbs down. I can take it. I'm a Patriots fan. Thanks for watching, guys.